Ah, boy. Alrighty, so I'm here now. I feel like I was just there. So here I am. We have a lot of races going on. See, I'm going to blame the fact that everybody's procrastinating doing their races at the next to last day before the deadline. So we end up with so many races today now. But it's all good. This is the 4th race today. As I'm literally just coming over from another one of the round 2 matches. We have the match between Tapatio and Cavin kicking off underway. Again, this is a single elimination portion of the tournament here. The winner of this match will advance to round 3 where things go best out of 3. So we're almost in a dead sync starting off in the World 5 map as their first world here. Of course, the winner will move on. The loser will be out. Notice what's going on, Hard Cocker. Alrighty, so again, this is a semi. Should I say what's before quarterfinals? Come on, now, I know you all know these terms. So a round 2 match again. Winner moving on to round 3. On this again, pretty much dead even here. Cavin opting to go up to our upper stage. I'm gonna have a deal with this one. Let's see if Tapatio follows. So both of them taking the same path. Getting through here, because randomized enemies. Of course, if you want to know what is randomized, if MIA from all these tournaments, where have you been? First of all, but you can type exclamation SMB3 in the chat room. So you can see all the details. You can check out the bracket. You can get the software yourself and play it and experience what these players are playing themselves. Try the Mario 3 Randomizer firsthand, courtesy of F. Coughlin, the master programmer. Without so would not have this term in the first place. The Sweet 16. I'm sure the word for quarterfinals is not Sweet 16. That's just what NCAA calls it. No, not Mario Man. Oh, I'm sure that madness reference is going to happen at some point. All right, so Cavin's going to take care of his 3rd level, and likewise, so again, very, very close between our 2 players right now. Again, we've had our first 2 races earlier. They were kind of like blowout status, man. We had some really bad luck from one of our players in the first 2 races. The one that just finished up, which I just kind of switched over from, I'm a lot closer. In fact, we've had 2 seeds in a row that have produced sub 40 times. In fact, we had our fastest time of the event so far just a few moments ago. So Cavin and Tapatio both going to pick up that cloud. The Super Series 16 semi-quarterfinal elimination round. Yep, this is why we don't hire you. Got you down. The Me 16. All right, so Cavin's going to take care of both of those. Brothers are down. We both, again, almost in sync here as they're traversing an entire level. Again, part of the randomizer. This level does not randomize. It does stay intact. This and a few other levels, like the Piranha stages. So you will not see any randomization as far as what appears here, but you could see an interesting enemy as they go to the outside section, like suddenly a sun. No, just a randomly walking Koopa. When is the Skybills race? I don't know. So again, because this is round 2, we have a lot of things that have not been planned as of yet. And of course, once those things have been planned, if you check out that schedule link, that tiny.cc URL link, as the players schedule the events, you'll see them pop up there, so you know exactly when they will be occurring. And of course, eventually, you know what channel they'll be on. Not quite. So again, having to deal, we got 2-3 here. And we have our aerial Boss Bass, which I'm sure everybody loves. Again, Boss Bass can adjust its vertical height here. So you gotta watch out. But there shouldn't be much of a problem here. Both players almost simultaneously breaking the blocks to get out of the stage. I'm sorry, Ice Girl. We had to have someone here. And remember, blame the players for scheduling their matches so close together. There was literally a 7 o'clock match, an 8 o'clock match, an 8:30 match, a 4 p.m. match. These are all Eastern times. And of course, there's another one. The last of round 2 matches tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's between Duckfist and Fonzoid. Once that match happens, we will have all of the brackets filled in for round 3, which will go best of 3. Best of 3, you all. Triple the races, possibly. Yeah. So again, Cavin going to have to continue on here. TapatioJ is going to be the first player to try some matching here, it looks like. And going to keep an eye on what's the inventory there. Again, items that you are awarded in the matching game, which everybody should know by now, does not match what you receive in your inventory. For instance, the mushroom might correspond to a hammer, for instance, which can be very valuable. TapatioJ taking the aerial route, not having time with all this jumping and those spinning platforms in the waterfalls. Confetti is amnesia, my friend. No. It is part of the randomization, so it does not affect the seed, but there are color choices when you use the randomizer. If you're curious, you can have Mario in a lovely classic red, maybe a pale blue, a gnarly green, a passion pink, maybe a sky blue, maybe just pure white, maybe light gray, maybe dungeon green, midnight blue, maybe even plum, or you can just completely randomize it. Yeah, those are your color options, by the way. Yep. So the card items that you get are randomized. Just like vanilla though, which card layout you get is determined on the frame you start the matching game on. So that is pure to vanilla, so that does become frame dependent, which is always the thing in vanilla anyway. Yeah. So there you go. No, I'm not familiar with stuffing. Sorry, I couldn't help you with that one. Here we go. So again, both in the same levels again. TapatioJ having a slight edge here. And we're going to see what happens here. So again, very, very close match. Again, both of these players needing to take that win because the winner will move on. The loser is out. That's it. There's no more group bracketing. So one loss here and that's it. That is it. So here we go. TapatioJ just going to play it nice and safe. Not going to bounce off the cheap there in our World 2-2 stage. Alrighty, just going to float over. Again, sometimes having that leaf, again, using a tail is slower from a horizontal movement standpoint. It does have its benefits of being able to float and avoid any danger below you. All right, so our map level 5-9 decides to randomize to good old 1-1. A little different enemies there, but we're gonna watch out here. Coin ships. Well, yes, coin ships give items. Items are what win runs in this game. Quite honestly, in the randomizer. Am I playing? No, I'm commentating. I know I'm a king of multitasking, but I'm not that nice. Yeah. So again, part of the randomizer, which makes the races won, are your inventory. Items like the hammer. Hammers allow you to break locks, which is a bonus feature added to the randomizer. Again, you can toggle it off, but it is a feature that they use in the tournament currently, as well as, of course, those clouds and those P-Wings. So those three are kind of like your very important items, and those coin ships can award any inventory item, including one of those three. So just like doing the matching game, as I said just a few moments ago, does award items. So taking the time out there to match stuff, as we saw a race earlier, 2 races ago, one player did the matching game, ended up with 4 hammers and 2 clouds. Just bodied, and of course that made a big difference against his competitor with almost a 15-minute win. No, I'm not in the tournament. No. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of hammers again. And so sometimes it does take it. It can pay off. Sometimes it may not. You know, you could go play a magic card, end it with 5 frog suits. Joy, right? So again, Tapatio are going to maintain that lead. Going to move to his second world, which happens to go to world 4. So of course, if you had a hammer here, we could actually break that lock beside the first fortress. But since we don't have that, we're going to have to play world 4 in a more vanilla fashion. Yep. Auto scrollers, if you're new to the randomizer, have been removed. However, there are still 2 stages in the randomizer that do auto scroll. Those will be 5, 9, and of course, there's a hidden level, one of the lost levels. 8 of those are in the randomizer that are part of the lower randomization pool. They are basically beta stages of levels that were actually in the final cut, but didn't make the final thing. So you'll see a few of those as well as some other strange looking levels. Yeah, so if you haven't noticed, the items and appearances are random. So if you're familiar with the game, you know, you see 7 messages when you clear a level. But if you remember correctly, when you beat World 7's map, you get that, oh, I stole Peach, I got your girl, but you get no item. So those are random. Which message you get in between worlds are random. Yep. I'm running the tournament, yeah. I'm already in charge of creating a tournament. Being in it just adds one more level of complexity. Yeah. Do I get the records from the round robin or the season brackets? No, the season not in the brackets. But for seeding purposes, if you were to glance at the challenge bracket, it's kind of hard to tell right now because we don't use the seed numbers on the bracket. But if you need them, I can post them for you. Yeah. So, for instance, our top 5 seeded players in order were Skybills, Proa, who I was just commentating with, Mitch Flowerpower, Gimp Extreme, and Fonzo. Those were our top 5 seeds. And those 5 players ended up with a bye straight into round 2 because of how well they placed. Yep. So, speaking of low randomization, you see TapatioJ going through one of our tank stages. Again, the tank stages are part of the pool of fortresses. They're part of the regular levels, that particular one, because it doesn't unlock a lock, it doesn't break a lock, or create a bridge. So if you think of all the levels in the game that you just play and nothing happens besides just clearing the stage, all of those levels are in the same pool. Then you have all the levels like the fortresses or any other level that breaks a lock or creates a bridge. They are all on the same randomization pool. And of course, then you have all of your castle stages at the end of the levels. End of the world, should I say. Yo, yo, yo. So Tapatio making his way through our fortress from World 2. Gonna take Boom Boom out pretty quickly here. Cavin taking advantage of randomization of enemies, power-ups, getting unusually seen Starman. And the second half of our tank stage. Picking up that to consider as well. So again, pretty close between our players here. Again, coin ships, 2 boomerang brothers to deal with, but always a guaranteed item. So watching out for the Socks of Doom here. Oh, got socked once. What are we playing? Spinball? I don't like this game anymore. Wow, it's like deja vu here. Both players taking damage here. So Tapatio is going to frog it up. Perfect for the sky level, a frog. So he's going to hop to action and get rid of that mess because it's slow. He's just going to get his way through this stage. Again, not going to be any problem here. Might take damage there, not really worth. Yeah, no Sand Expand build here. Alright, so Tapatio maintain his lead as Cavin gets to his World 2. His World 2 fortress. No problem there. Alright, Tapatio going to take another crack at the magic game again, matching the 20 coin spot and the star. So again, when we get a look at his inventory, wow, 3 for 3 here. So we're going to see what those have awarded to him. Coin, star, and wow, 4 matches. Make that 5. Could be clear the whole board here. Man, just one more to go and guaranteed. Don't blow it now. You blew it. So, even though he spent a lot of time there, we'll see how his inventory's award. He picked up a cloud out of it, looks like, on the end. Not sure if he has a 2-screen inventory yet. I think he does. And of course, wow, another hammer there. So again, starting to build some nice items here. Hammers are allowing you to give that ability to break locks. So for those who are keeping track, again, we had World 5's map first and then World 4. So again, that lock can come in handy on the World 1 map. You can just cut off half of that one. You know, by far. Potentially World 7, depending on how the pipes randomize. That could be very, very vital. Tapatio making his way through that stage again, not having any issue. Lakitu can be a slight hindrance there, but no biggie. Yeah, that is exactly right, my friend, because you have no way to see your inventory until you actually get back to the map screen. So, but one thing to note, in case you're not familiar with the randomizer, is that on each seed, whatever item has been assigned, say for instance, a hammer is awarded when you match the mushrooms on the matching game. If you happen to play another board and match a mushroom, you know that is the hammer. You know? Sometimes it has happened that you may end up with the same board twice. And of course, if you have a good memory or maybe you're taking notes, you can just clear the board really quickly or just get the core items you need. Like, you know, hey, if I got a P-Wing and a Cloud and a hammer, you'll just go for those and just blow it and just use those to your advantage. So here we go. We're literally one jump behind each other right now. Wow, we're literally in sync besides the color palette choice differences. So, as they both cross the bridge over to World 2 airship is pretty close. Now, Tapatio, again, did spend time doing matching here. And, of course, we're not exactly sure everything he got as of now. So, again, those items he got may come in play a little bit later because Cavin did not do that. So, just keep that in mind. One-hit quitter. Do keep that in mind. Inventory does come a big play because if you get to World 8, for instance, we had a race earlier where having 2 hammers was the right play. Quickly skipping over beta levels, but not having hammers will force you to take other paths, having to play levels that may not be needed, just to go to it, beat it, and then backtrack. So once we see TapatioJ's inventory, we'll definitely see how that will come into play. Wow, the double vision here. There is echoes. Yep. So another hammer here. So let's see if World 3 is world free. Pipes on the overworld are randomized. They could take you straight to the castle, but not this time. So now they have a decision. Do they play it through and try their luck, or do they go back? So TapatioJ has 3 hammers, and as you see, matching did give him a hammer there. So this could work out very, very beneficial if the pipe to his right is right. If either of these 2 pipes are right, then he's got it. His worst case scenario is that these pipes loop to each other. And so he knows there's only 1 pipe left and using one of those other 3 hammers. So he's going to save it. Ooh, unfortunately, he's going to have to go get big here. So the pipe he needs right now is right below him. It is what is blocked by that lock. So he could have decided to use the hammer and go straight to the end, but he's going to play the level instead. So let's see how it works. Again, that's one of those things where do you take it? Do you gamble it? Who knows what? Meanwhile, Cavin, again, not knowing he is not on the right path. Because we now know that the correct pipe out is right to the southeast of the fort that is Tapatio is playing right now. So Tapatio, as you saw, it may have been in sync, but he's going to maintain a lead right now. Because Cavin's going to have to go around. He'll probably take a death intentionally just to... well, he may not because he doesn't know the path through yet. He did not have a chance to try the other pipe. So he doesn't know that this fortress will not take him where he wants to go, but it will at least get him to the other side. So TapatioJ is going to make his way over to the airship here. And here we go. What's the prize? Yes. Pure bragging rights. Sorry, you don't win a share of like the lottery revenue from a large casino. You don't win a cup. You don't win a pack of like China paper platters. You just win pure bragging rights, which has an unlimited value. So TapatioJ is going to fall down, and he's going to be done with his third world. Taking care of that. Kevin, again, going to fly over that dreaded 7 Fort 2. Interesting to note that both World 7 forts were in World 3. So we're done with the World 7 stuff. Not as of yet, KP. Not as of yet, but we will definitely let you know when we do the second one. A lot of interest, that's for sure. So TapatioJ smartly hold on to the extra hammer, allowing him to skip the front half of World 2's map, being the 4th world, as he goes to a World 2 stage here. Not quite vanilla, I'm sorry, Proa. But one stage to the left of where it normally would be seen. Yeah. All right, so Cavin again going to follow in Tapatio's footsteps. Going to go over here, get Tanuki, and then fly out of 7 Fort 1. Tapatio moving over to 7-7 stage here. Again, just an invincible. Now, this particular level, obviously, in randomizers, we have to make sure we don't have soft lock potentials. So, of course, this particular power-up does not randomize because otherwise this level would be unbeatable. I mean, you could P-wing through it and hope you get enough distance on that part, but again, no guarantees of P-wings for sure. Who knows, Gimp? Who knows? No, get it right, man. The Super Mario Brothers Trilogy Randomizer Tournament. It sounds more prolific that way and sounds overly impressive. The Super Mario Brothers Trilogy Randomizer Tournament. Yes. Yes. So again, TapatioJ not going for the speed trash, taking the upper path. Most people don't actually realize you can actually go above those platforms. Again, the way Mario 3 works, you can't actually see above unless you have P-speed and you jump, so. Wow, suddenly shoe. Indeed. All right, so Tapatio done with that stage. Cavin going to get through, unfortunately, a 2-hit Wendy. At least it was a thick Wendy, but unfortunately, just 2 hits required. So Wendy not having any issue for either player this time. Well, I can't really call it the Mario All-Star Trilogy because Lost Levels is a part of it, you know. And we're not playing the SNES version, so you know. Zelda 2. Ooh. Ew. Zelda. I don't know if Zelda, I mean, I would say does Zelda and Mario 3 work well together. Now, interesting enough, Fred could throw his own tournament together because he did create this randomizer and the Zelda 1 randomizer. It could totally be the Fred randomizer thingamajiggy. Let it be known, Zelda 2 scares me. I've never beaten that game without a Game Genie. I've only beaten the game once in my life. Oh God, will not recommend Zelda 2 as your first blind game. I can't do it. God, I got by. So Cavin's gonna try to finish this match again. Again, we do know there's some hammers to be gotten for this, depending on what layout he got. All right, so again, Tapatio maintaining that lead here. Pretty hefty lead right now. Now he does have a hammer. So Cavin might opt to use this hammer right now to just shorten this level tremendously. And he will. So he can go straight to the fort here. He has 3 clouds over there. He's going to play it. So he could have actually been almost caught up to Tapatio had he chosen to use one of those 3 clouds he's sitting there with. And unfortunately, he decides to fall from the clouds to his death. And now he's going to get by a Hammer Brother. If I were him, especially in round 2, again, there is no room for it. He may want to consider using one of those clouds here and just gamble it to try to recoup some of that time loss he just got there. Yes, the Randomizer. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Yeah. Zelda 2 blind. Ugh. So again, another hammer there. Hammer is right. Clouds are inventory. Again, he does opt the cloud. Wish he just did that the first time, bruh. Of course, that hammer could come in handy as Tapatio is going to start world 6 as our 5th world here. Let's see how this randomizes. So again, he has 1 hammer left, and he is going to use it. Who knows? It might get replenished right now. Again, another coin chip. So another guarantee item. Let's see if he gets his hammer back. That would be traditionally what will happen in a kind of a vanilla Warpless run of this game. The hammer brother usually uses a hammer. Let's see what happens. Just your basic fungus. So again, that could be nice, but so we're gonna have to play this in a more vanilla fashion here. So we're gonna get our upper World 5 fort here as our first fortress in this World 6 map. Cavin going to head over to World 5 to join Tapatio. Now again, relatively close, about a stage and a half lead for Tapatio. Again, that could vary obviously dependently on how long these stages go. All right. So again, Cavin's going to have the same luxury that Tapatio had to use a hammer to just get through there. Again, skipping at least 2 stages here. And you notice that Tapatio decided to back that thing up. He's going to go in reverse here to try to get some more items here. Now, again, we're at the 5th world, and depending on how our players play, some of the players decided to say, you know, bump the end cards once you get to a certain world. He's going to play peekaboo. Again, he still has a lead here, but he wanted to check it out. So from a level standpoint, he does have about a 1-stage lead right now over Cavin. And of course, just to remind you all as they're traversing these levels that if you about the whole Mario 3 tournament, if you want to play the randomizer yourself, or if you just like typing commands into the chat room, you can type exclamation SMB3, the number 3, SMB3, for all those details about what I just mentioned there. So Tapatio heading into 6-5, which turns into 5-1. Again, just to hop over the block mountain and back down, watching out for whatever random enemies lurk down here. Let's see what's down here this time. We've got not too much. Watch out for that falling Goomba, and life is good. Alrighty. So again, Tapatio maintain that lead. And of course, we got a pair of Hammer Brothers. Again, typically, like playing Hammer Brothers, they do drop an item. It's a very short fight. And he can't really avoid them either right now unless he puts them to sleep. And he's going to be rewarded with yet another. This is Hammer Day, man. We have had so many hammers across the races here. So they're probably Starman up or at least some power up. And first 2 shots nail him. And let's see what he gets here. Star and a hammer. All right, so things are going Tapatio's way. Cavin getting through that 5-1 stage. So Tapatio, to the sounds of the fortress music, is going to deal with 7-9 here. Let's say Tapatio is going to opt to take a death here, not feeling the length of this stage. Tapatio not going for the clip, so he's going to just cloud over it. Again, he's sitting there with a lot of clouds. At least 2 more left. All right, so he's going to go over to our World 8 fortress. And Cavin, unfortunately, getting literally socked to death. Again, not fun to be in the water when you're little because you cannot jump out. You just have this really slow jump swim, per se. Using the clouds, the Tanuki strats smartly. Tapatio's not gonna make the cycle, so he has to go in here again. Try it again. Pick up a power up if possible, so a nice little fire flower is nice to have right there, that's for sure. So again, very close here. We got quite a hefty inventory for our players right now. So again, Cavin decided to play through 7-9. Tapatio decided to take the death and go just cloud over it. Tapatio going to resist the urge of the matching game this time and do it for really seeing level. One of our only para beetles. A pair of Goombas. A pair of Beetle stage. Oh, a little short on that jump, and he will have to descend down to the death hole. Tapatio realized he couldn't go back. So suddenly, our players are just one stage away. Again, Tapatio going to... Again, this is one of those things where I tell you, sometimes having that tail action can save lives, and it would have saved his life if he had it there. I'm so sorry, Alyaf, yes. As tube socks are the devil. I'm just reminding you about that. Nothing better than a sock that goes all the way up past your patella. So we got double Tanuki strats going here. I'm loving this right now. Teddy Ruck's been getting some love here. Hopefully we don't lose him anytime soon. Alright, so the sun here is not going to be too much of a threat here until we get round about here. Again, the sun is one of those enemies. You know, Tanuki does have some strange properties. A lot of people don't know because usually when you're a kid, you got Tanuki, you probably lost it really quickly. And that statue can kill enemies. You know, that statue can kill piranhas, for instance. They can kill those flames on this airship. The fast airship you see TapatioJ playing. Again, auto-scroll is being mostly removed. You just killed the teddy bear. You murderer. So Tapatio is going to watch his step now, having no luxury of being to float down to safety. Tapatio going to fly his way. He's not going to have any problems here. So Tapatio makes it across the fast airship, no problem. Boom Boom is going to be free, of course. You know. What's wrong with Two Socks? You know, Two Socks, I mean, if you got like big calves, they make that really, really tight like ring around them. Now, if you skip leg day, you don't matter about it. But you know, some of us people got them thick legs, man. They make that crease, and that hurts. Just saying. Some of y'all don't know the struggle. Because Cavin trying to avoid the struggle here of Bertha here. Again, Bertha can be by. You gotta watch out for using your Tanuki statue in the water because you sink like a rock. We got our black Cheep there swimming backwards here, swagging it out. Tapatio is done with World 5. We're gonna head over to World 6, grabbing that wand. Dude, blood flow, man. It's like taking the blood pressure of your leg. Nobody got time for that. You know, it hurts. Alrighty. So again, Cavin, a little ways behind here. He's behind by 2 stages at least here. Tapatio is going to move to a 6th world. Let's find out what's left here. World 6 is going to be World 7. So again, with him getting another hammer, best case scenario right now is it takes him right to the left of 7-9. But that is not going to happen here. So again, wisely ending up on the island area where there's stage 7-3, 7-4, and 7-5, it will require him to play at least 2 stages or cloud them with not knowing where it would take him. So he's going to probably take and play 7-1 and see where that takes him. Carefully trying to play the matching game. So let's see what 7-1 turns into. So 7-1 does turn into one of our beta stages here. A stage that typically... again, players can opt to go down anytime in the level, the beginning or later on. Usually the going down later is better because the enemy assortment can be quite hectic at the bottom. A lot of the fire chomps could show up and the sun and who knows what else. So let's see how this works out for TapatioJ. Again, World 7 has been a run breaker today in one of our earlier races. And of course, unfortunately, he puts him on the same island. But the good thing is now that he actually knows the correct route as opposed to taking a gamble that would have sent him backwards. So he's going to have to traverse via 7-5. 7-5 will be unavoidable currently. Again, now of course he could always cloud it, not knowing what it is, and just gamble it, because obviously once he gets through the pipe, his checkpoint, if he happens to die beyond it, will be set. So we'll see how he plays it. Cavin, again, right on his heels. All right, so let's see if we get a taste of what it is. Now, interesting right there, Cavin could have clouded 4, gambled and taken 5, and would have been dead even. It's amazing how this rando goes. So Tapatio are going to hop down literally into the beta of 7-5, and the frog is no longer with us. Man, killing frogs and bears. Of course, this beta of 7-5, 1-5 should I say, has a little more enemies than you're probably typically used to. Quite a plethora of things there. We've got beetles and fire piranhas and non-fire piranhas and whatnot. But again, a very short stage, kinda. All right, so let's see what's around the curve here. Will it take us to the right side? Will it take us over to the island with 2? Maybe the island with the fortress 1? And we're going to be to the left, so he can cheese this actually. Again, for those who don't know the little cheating strats, not cheating, but whenever you're on a piranha or hammer stage, when the menu scrolls, the screen scrolls, you can just hold in the direction that the map takes you, or where the path will take you. You can just skip right over it. No game genie required. But had you done that, you would have skipped on that P-Wing that Tapatio just got. Cavin has hopped his way over to the lead here, as you see that. So again, the extra time there, Cavin taking advantage of inventory items and using speed frog strats. Everybody's invincible. Well, they were. Man, double birthdays in the water. Again, one of the places that having frog does benefit. Frog does have fantastic control in the water. You can also speed up as well. It makes me a little handling a little more. Frog can have its benefits in water stages, that is for sure. So Cavin does have about a half stage lead. Well, probably not even that right now. And of course, both players will be disappointed. Cavin having the wrong power up, Tapatio having the wrong power up, so he's going to the hammer time. So both players will have to tail it up in order to get out of this 6-5 stage, requiring you to fly up to get out of here. And Cavin is going to have to go backwards because he already took damage. And of course, you have to watch your head because you don't know what enemy is above you on this level. It's very common for enemies just to fall down and bother you. But it looks like he's going to be okay, just having to deal with 2 calm enemies up here. So just that quick, Tapatio switches back into the lead just because of Cavin taking damage. So, oh no, Cavin, a little shout. Oh man, again, not getting up there before his P meter ended. Ooh, fortunate. Oh, Cavin just swagged. Yeah, he did not mean to do that. That was pure luck. Trying to swag it out, knowing he was pressing them buttons just to God, get me out of here. It just turned into something that was very visually appealing. So Tapatio onto the airship here, skipping over that stuff. Cavin going to deal with the Navy stage. And oh boy, taking a hit. Got a high jumper here, and we got our 3rd hit. Again, for those who don't know, the randomizer does randomize the AP on the Koopalings, Koopa kids, whatever your generation calls them. We're between 1 and 5 hits, as well as their jump physics and their ability to stun lock you, the big peoples. Cavin might want to consider a music box here, but typically you usually don't because they want that item, not knowing what to give you. So Tapatio maintained that lead going into his 7th world here. Again, the winner of this race will be moving on to round 3. The loser is out. So of course, having that hammer will allow him to cut World 1 in half. And even more so because he is doing the double Cloud plus hammer going straight. Now, Tapatio might have rushed a little bit because he needs to make sure he doesn't die. Because if he does die, he is going to be before 7-5. So it might have been smart to use additional power just to have another damage possibility. He's going to need to get his power to see what it is. All right, so he's good. And hopefully he get a one-hit quitter. Well, we got an easy bounce. Ooh, a little early jump there. So again, a 3-hit Lemmy. So he is done with that. Both players grabbing the wand. Cavin falling down to world 7. Tapatio going into level 8. He does have one hammer. I know at least one hammer in his inventory. And we've already seen a race that has been, you know, almost decided or very, very shortened because of that. Unfortunately, no sub 40 this time. So he does have one hammer. Again, Op told me to rule out all the locks, but we'll see what happens here. So let's see. Again, best case scenario is requiring this to be the first level and the first thing there. So Tapatio can go for the clip here, which I'm 100% certain he will go for. This is not the time to skip the clip, because this is a lengthy stage vertically if you were to play it. And you cannot skip this anyway, because this is a required level. You cannot cloud any of those motion, those tank stages and whatnot. Cavin takes a death there, unfortunately. Ooh. So the clip has been obtained, and Tapatio probably hoping for the best case scenario. Cavin having a little issue with 8-1 here. We got some big turtles there. And of course, not the case. Wow, what a strange sprite that was. Don't touch it, whatever it is. So Tapatio makes a decision to go back here. Again, we've had a seat earlier today where if you gamble going across the hand bridge, you don't even know if that's the right path. And of course, you've heard people say many times it's more optimal to get to the dark screen just because there are more options on path choices. But it doesn't mean you'll be right. So again, Cavin trying to make up some ground here. He might want to start. I mean, people don't think about it, but now is the time to use music boxes. You know, this is the last word before 8. Music box has no further use. So just to cut any time deficit down, you know, he may not. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know you may be behind or ahead, but you have to think about what you have in your inventory, as you saw Tapatio using all those clouds. So Tapatio, moment of truth here. Let's see where this takes him to. So he's on the dark screen, but unfortunately, so now he's trying to decide. This is interesting here. We have an unknown gamble for both directions. Either we play both 8-1 and 8-2, or cloud them if we have the inventories available, or do we gamble going across the hand bridge? Again, two tough options here, and going in the pit is not the right option. Now, of course, if he clouds across and he's wrong, he's got to play him back. But there are 4 pipes beyond 8-1 and 8-2. So mathematically, the better chance of the right exit is over there. But again, there's no guarantee. So if this path does not work for Tapatio and Cavin goes the other way, ooh. So this is going to be interesting to see how this works out here. So Cavin's going to need to get the 3 hits on Lemmy to see what happens here. So again, Tapatio needs to get through one more stage. Again, not too much worried about this. This World 2 level is pretty free here. Getting through 2-5. Yeah. So again, both players on World 8 now, so we're going to see how this happens. Again, we know Cavin does have to get through that. So here we go. Tapatio on his first pipe he can try. He's got one to his right. Let's see what happens. And oh boy, so we now know that that path is incorrect. So anything on the hand bridge path is wrong. But of course, we may be required to beat the fast airship. So if the fast airship is required, that means we're going to have to get back to the hand bridge and clear off that fast airship. But he does have that hammer. Let's see if that hammer takes him and not behind that lock. Oh boy, there it is. There is our path through World 8. So TapatioJ looking like he's in good hands with Allstate as he is just 2 stages away from moving on to round 3. Cavin, meanwhile, trying to do, unfortunately, the more difficult version of the clip, trying to clip with tail. Again, you have a slight physics difference when you jump with tail, but Cavin gets in there. So unfortunately, the only path to get yourself over there is a pretty long path. So Cavin not looking good here, unfortunately. Yeah. So Cavin could gamble across the handbridge, but he's not going to go. Can't really blame him. So Tapatio on to Bowser. Of course, he has a star and a hammer, so he's got a couple of them, actually. So here we go. Tapatio trying to bring it home again. Just FYI, Tapatio was seeded number 11 in this, and Cavin was seeded 13. So 2 pretty evenly matched players here trying to battle out getting to round 3 where we begin our best out of 3. Tapatio trying to get this clip here, no problem. Yep. So again, probably about your average runtime, looking about, you know, the mid to upper 40s for a seed, which is kind of around the average per se, a little bit under it. So again, Bowser goes down the quickest with hammers, just a few hammers here, and Bowser is dead. So Tapatio, unless for some reason he dies here or his console cuts off or something odd like that, will advance on to round 3, moving best of 3, and he will have an official SRL time of 46 minutes. No, that's not right. Ignore me. he just won't have a time. Oh my. So anyway, I'm sorry. He will advance on. Congratulations to TapatioJ. Taking the win there. So yeah, he will have an official time of 47 minutes and something ish. Look, take note, my browser crashed, okay? Doggone. Actually, I closed the window, my bad. But his time is official. That's all that matters. All right, so GG to TapatioJ. Moving on to round 3. Cavin putting up a good fight, just not quite good enough. Now, this is the 3rd commentary in a row. We've been moving today. All right, so we're going to see about getting him in here to chit-chat about right here. And all that good stuff. And again, if you want to check out the bracket, make sure you type exclamation SMB3. And we can you can play it yourself, check out the brackets, and again, once we get all round 2 matches done, then we can begin scheduling those round 3. So after tomorrow, there's one more round 2 match tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. But after that, Sun and Sun S, we move on to best of 3. So there are going to be at least 2 races every time now until this tournament is over. So it's going to be pretty cool here. And there's our winner, Tapatio. What's up, man? Congratulations. Game good, GG, all that stuff. Oh, man. Thank you very much, Big John. Appreciate it, dude. Yeah, man. Did you think you were going to make it this far, man? I don't know. I've played a lot of SM. It's okay to not be modest. Heck yeah, man. No, you know, I was at first I was like, I want to make it into bracket, and then when I played, you know, I've been playing the heck out of this rando for really since Coughlin came out with it. So yeah, no, I've been looking forward to kind of doing these matches, and you know, it's one of those things. I gotta wait for the first couple levels. If I get through the first couple levels without anything real bad happening, then I feel pretty good about the rest of the seed. But I never know until I get past kind of a couple levels there. Yeah. So you think this seed was pretty nice to you? Not too bad. Yeah. I was a little worried with World 8 there. I know I had one pretty bad death, and saw the pipes were kind of sending us all over the place. So I was hoping I made the good decision to go through 8-1, 8-2 right there.
You know.
Yeah, that was the gamble there. Once you realized you saw yourself on the other side of that hamburger, you're like, yep, you made the right choice there. So, oh boy, gotta love it, man. So with that win, man, hey, you're gonna be in the quarterfinals. So now, best of 3.
Beautiful, love it, love it. That's the one thing is I always, I worried about with this, sudden death kind of, one game to do it to advance sort of thing. It's I was worried that I would just have kind of one of those rough starts to where I just kind of take a few deaths, maybe even a game over, and just trying to prevent that. So I was pretty happy how it otherwise went. Played pretty decently through the levels until World 8 there, and I think there was maybe one in World 7. I had some bad deaths, but otherwise I think pretty nice. Not too bad of a seed.
Yeah, interesting. Cavin didn't use his hammer there. He used the hammer screen, and he actually played the airship stage.
Oh no!
To break it. So unfortunately, at this point, it actually doesn't matter. But again, just a little. Again, hammers have been coming quite a lot of play today. I mean, people have had a lot of hammers and good usage. And again, this is one of those seeds that's pretty nice. It's not too trolly. It wasn't too free either, but you got through it. And of course, that means that you would either be doing your first round 3 tournament against Fonzoid or Duckfist, man. What do you think about that?
Whew. Yeah, that's a couple good runners right there. I ain't scared, but I'll be watching out. I know it'll be a good race. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I've wanted to do every single race I've had so far. Wanted to be a good race, And this one, Cavin is right there, World 8. Missed pipe play or 2 on my part, or a couple bad deaths, and it's his race, So I liked it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, this seat was pretty close. This seat was pretty close. At one point it was only a stage behind. In fact, you were a little behind, only because you took advantage of the matching game, which obviously paid off with you having a nice healthy inventory. And I don't know, man. With Duckfist and Fonzoid, Fonzoid is a player that sometimes just plays along in these races while these players are competing in the tournament. He just races along for the heck of it.
Yeah.
And then Duckfist is someone that obviously is no stranger to Mario 3. He's run it at, various speed running events and has been playing for a long time. But of course, as we saw today, we've had upsets. We've had a world record holder in one of the Mario 3 categories lose just from a path error and some deaths and whatnot. So tell him, man, just because you might be new to the game or new to the randomizer, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I love this randomizer, honestly. I've said it a couple of my races in terms of the interviews. I, of course, appreciate so much that you've been able to kind of host this and get all this together. And I really appreciate the work that Fred's been doing constantly, since the tournament started. And, he's been super attentive and really working on this thing. So it's only come together as well as it has because of you guys putting it in. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, before I talked to our other player, the one in question had the same setup. So the program itself generates the seed, and so they are given the seed to use, the number of the seed, whatnot. So you just basically plug it into the program, set the flags, and they all get the exact same version of the game to play, which you can see on the title screen.
Since the tournament started, and he's been super attentive and really working on this thing. So
yeah, it's really good.
It's only come together as well as it has because of you guys putting it in. So
but I tell you what, my other player, as a matter of fact, before I talk to our other player, got the one in question. Kevin, what's up, man? So the program itself generates the seed, and so how does it feel? How does that say anything? Use the number a little bit behind it. So you just basically plug it into the program.
I don't really know.
All get the exact same version of the game to play. You can see on the
choices I made didn't play off. I'm mainly looking at World 3. I'm going to guess that Tap didn't went through the pipe, went back, and did the first 3 levels.
We're actually he actually double hammered. No, he double hammered.
Yeah.
And through the 2 rocks there, and then of course, once he did the pipe check and realized that where he needed to go, he in fact, you all did the almost you went the other route. He did double hammer. He played the hammer brother, played the fort, and then did the pipe check and realized that he was on the right path. Whereas you went to the other side, and went that route.
Statistically, it is better because like you do 3 levels and you still get all the pipes, and at most you have to use a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you will, guaranteed, if you get that pipe, you will get to the castle within 3 levels and 1 hammer. Unfortunately, that doesn't account for that fortress being 7F2.
Yeah.
That cost me a lot of time.
Yeah, you know, you don't like seeing that any time, especially early on, but man, when you're right there and if you have low inventory, it's the worst thing.
Yeah. I had like 7 deaths I counted. They were all in pretty bad places.
Yeah, it was pretty close, man. You know, unfortunately, as we saw, sometimes just that one stage that just gets you. It's a stage that sometimes you've gone through it no problem, and all of a sudden, it just gets you. And
yeah,
742 just one of those stages where usually it's never nice because you always have to deal with piranhas. Sometimes a lot of the fire ones on top of it, and you know the booze just to add to the mess, or the crazy hot foot and whatnot. So
yeah, had a lot of trouble with the 7-6 skip because I had the darned tail.
Yeah, the worst time is like, because now you gotta take a death, and then if you want to make it easier, even though you still may miss it, but I mean, nevertheless, you got it relatively quickly compared to others. I've seen it just, may burn out, a couple 100 seconds and not get it.
I'm also going to guess that you didn't do Navy and you did the hand bridge tap?
No, I went back. Did Navy, went through that, did 8-1, 8-2, and then did my pipe checks from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do the castle also?
No, didn't hit fort. Didn't need to.
No, I did the fort. Yeah. It was either fort or fast airship, and I gambled fort because 2 pipes versus 1.
Yeah, I still had the hammer as I went into that the locked in front of the pipe by the hand bridge. So got lucky with that. Got lucky with the 2 hammer play. I mean, that's kind of the mentality I play with this through this randomizer. If I have a hammer and I'm skipping at least a couple levels, I'm using it. I'm almost always using it, just in hope that I redraw and get another hammer for later down the line, which proved to work this time, but that doesn't always pan out. So.
Speaking of hammers, did you skip the first 3 levels in 4?
Yeah, I think World 4. He went. I'm pretty sure you went vanilla on that one.
Okay, because I was kicking myself since I was debating. Do I go back through the pipe and go do the end card, or do I just ignore it? And if I'd done the end card, I would have gotten a hammer earlier. I would have been able to skip the first 2 levels in World 4, and I might have done more end cards, and it might have been completely differently if I'd gone for the end card.
Yeah, you know what? And I tell you, man, that's the randomizer, right? Because if you statistically, especially these players like these guys who've been playing for a minute, and they know that how many possible options there are. There's always that gamble that won't pay off, and then the one you mathematically go for that should be better, but it doesn't work out, and then the gamble pays off. It's just like, you just don't know. And then the end cards are such a RNG fest until you know what it gives you. That's just what happens, man. That's the joy of this thing, man. Because that randomness is kind of what balances this from even the best players who know it vanilla well, because sometimes those gambles, the logic, it pays off in the long run. And sometimes just wrong choice, man. RNG just screws you, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, GG to you, and I'm okay with this. I got further than I thought I would. I didn't think I would make it to the bracket stage.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, man, you were seated 13th in the bracket, which, I mean, that's pretty high up considering there were 27 people who were in the bracket. So you must have done something good to get seated that high, or even make it here in the first place,
Yeah, I'm still new to this, and I'm definitely, if there's going to be another tournament eventually down the line, I'm definitely going to be looking forward to that.
There he is, and another person confirmed to be in the tournament. 100% guarantee, right?
Oh yeah.
So, let me ask you this: would you be interested in a Mario trilogy randomizer tournament?
Might be. I've never actually. I don't really know Mario 1 and Mario 2, US or Japanese, very well, but I'm always ready to learn new speed games.
Well,
Heck, I picked this up a week before the tourney started.
Well, hey, all the people say Mario is simple. Just hold right and win, right?
Yeah.
What? It's just that simple. Oh, boy. Well, Pro, well, I'm not Pro. Cavin, I'm sure you're going to continue to play this Randomizer forever, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll do races and join, have fun, and just keep doing it. It's a fun game.
Indeed it is, man. In fact, we'll probably, most likely, I'll talk to Fred in case he has something in mind, but, you know, there may be a chance that when the tournament is over, we may convert the Discord into like a 3 randomizer Discord, because a lot of people are there anyway, and, you know, we'll talk to Fred, because Fred, I mean, again, out of respect to the developer, because he may have his own thing and play on his own Discord for that matter, so, but, yeah, it does entice a lot of players to play it. And of course, if you do want to play it, as you see right there, the command, where a few lines up, you can download the program yourself. It's free of charge. Just provide a copy of the game and off you go, and you can play it, enjoy it on your own streams and whatnot. So again, GG to Cavin. You know, unfortunately, we gotta say goodbye to you. But any final words for the viewers of this?
Not really. It was fun. Glad that I could play.
There you go, man. So we'll hope we'll see you in our upcoming one, of course, and of course, Tapatio still in it. Ready for that best of 3, right?
Bring it on. Let's do it.
Having a little cushion in case of the first race or one of your races goes bad, knowing you always have a chance to bounce back. So, so for those who are watching, make sure you keep an eye on the schedule. The challenge bracket, you'll see the players of how they advanced. We do. For those who don't have access to it, I'll verbally tell you that round 3, which is our quarterfinals, is our best of 3. So far we have Sky Bills matched up against Windchuck Attacks. That is basically our 1 seed going against our 6 seed. Again, dates and times will be announced as they schedule their matches themselves. So a lot of these just happen today. Proa will be matched up against Mitch Firepower, which is going to be interesting because Proa, who I was just commenting with, was seeded number 2. Mitch was seeded number 3. So that's going to be interesting between those two. And earlier races today, of course, we have Paradox, who was seeded number 24, going against Classic Gamer, who was seeded number 8. And of course, Tapatio, who just won this, will go against the winner of the race tomorrow, the one that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time between Fonzoid and Duckfist. Once we have that race done, we'll have our 8 players moving on to our quarterfinals, so it should be pretty good then. All right. So that'll be it for today, man. That's a lot. We had 4 races. That's going to wrap it up for today. So, of course, make sure you tune in tomorrow for our next race at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that race, I'm not sure if that has been assigned a channel as of yet, but it will be tomorrow. So keep an eye on the schedule so that you all know when it will be. And then that'll wrap it up for all the Mario 3 until we move to round 3. Best of 3, man. That's where it really gets fun. Lots of races then, man. All right. So for everybody in chat, again, have the best of night to you all, Cavin and Tapatio. And not a problem. And everybody in chat, you all have a good night. Again, make sure you got all the action going on Speed Gaming right now in case you're looking for something else to watch. At 10 p.m., just to let y'all know what's up, 10 p.m. on Speed Gaming right here, you've got Key Sandy Tournament. For those who just can't get enough Zelda Randomizer, right here on Speed Gaming 1, or not here, over there, I forgot, I'm on 2 now. On 2, it's got Zelda 1 Randomizer, which also was made by Fred. Zelda 1, Key Sandy, Zelda 3, Speed Gaming 3, Diddy Kong Racing, and of course over on 10 p.m. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Tournament going on over there. So you got tons of options right now coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm Big John. What's gonna be this weekend? Well, you ain't gonna see me playing, and I tell you that. But nevertheless, you all check the Speed Gaming schedule right below the video. You all can see all that same stuff. All right. So I'm Big John. Wishing you all a good night. Be safe, be smart, and yeah, don't get eaten by a real life boss bass or something. Yeah. Like, get out, please.